Nancy stands in place and does nothing during the opening cutscene. The opening cutscene has the trash can with the cobra inside. Where are John's glasses? The culprit attacked John in front of an open window. Nancy was watching the entrance to the tent the entire time. How did the culprit get in and out without being noticed? We can hear lots of people in these scenes, but we can't see anyone.
But I just came here to job shadow you.
Why is Nancy job shadowing an archaeologist? Isn't she going to become a detective?
Keep everything you find between you and me.
Nancy doesn't do this. Nancy doesn't even try to solve the mystery of who attacked John. There are 3 hieroglyph books in Nancy's trunk, but she only takes 2 of them. Hotchkiss's book is far too large, considering that she limits each queen to a 1-page description. The French historian is now an expert Egyptologist. Lily lies on her bed and does nothing for the entire game.
I'm assuming authority in the time being.
Are you sure everyone here agrees to that?
I just meant the American team, which is just you.
Lily is Abdullah's hire. She isn't on the American team, so why does she get to take charge of it? If you try to go into Abdullah's bunk, it's a game over sequence. If you try to go into John's bunk, everything's fine. Nancy gets perfect phone reception in the desert. Nancy can't examine John's bag. Nancy starts reading John's notes on the 2nd page. What was on the 1st page of his notes? Nancy can't take this pamphlet with her, even though she needs it for a puzzle later on. Why is there a tie here? This puzzle.
I wonder where the rest of the amulet pieces were found in the tomb.
Nancy says this when she is literally looking at the location of the amulet pieces. Nancy can't tell anyone that she found the tomb. Nancy discovers a hidden passageway cliché.
Wow.
What are you doing?
Where did Lily come from? Abdullah is totally fine with letting these people enter the tomb before him.
I can tell that you probably don't believe in curses, so please don't make fun of me.
Nancy fails to mention the fact that she's survived multiple curses before. Lily complains about nothing for most of the game. It's more like Tomb of the Lost Drama Queen.
You know what else has that fatality rating? Whitewater rafting with a hungry bear, who also has the bird flu and he's holding dynamite.
Actually, the flu will make the bear sneeze and fall overboard, where the dynamite will be extinguished and the bear can no longer hurt you, so it's not really all that dangerous.
I'm too young to die out here. I have things to do. I'm still in school. I haven't even started my life yet.
Lily complains that she's too young to die, while talking to a woman who's younger than her.
What did you think about being there to finally open the tomb?
Lily wasn't there when Nancy opened the tomb. Lily lectures you about Senate for 1 minute and 17 seconds.
Not to be rude, but who are you?
I'm Dylan Carter, to answer the question you didn't ask, but probably meant to.
Nancy did ask for your name. How is Dylan not kicking Nancy's legs right now?
Why aren't you hanging out outside?
Nancy is outside, doofus. Abdullah is a jerk.
He's lucky to be alive. It's a good thing professors have such thick skulls.
Professor Boyle was supposedly injured by a lightning strike, but the medical reports state that he was struck in the head with a blunt instrument.
No, that can't be.
Everyone was told John was struck by lightning, so when Abdullah makes a joke about John being hit on the head, he's accidentally revealing the fact that he knows John was attacked. Nancy doesn't pick up on this culprit giveaway.
Now, we work fast.
Nobody at this site does any work. Why do the hieroglyphs start mid-sentence? Jamila is pretending that she's not an archaeologist, but she reads from archaeology books and studies walls all day. She is bad at working undercover. This game mistakenly assumes that I care about aliens. This puzzle reused from Ransom of the Seven Ships. Did you like the hieroglyphs puzzle? Good! You have to do it 7 more times. The ancient Egyptians built a cipher based on English thousands of years before English was invented. This is impossible. Nancy talks about Dylan within earshot of him.
What do you think about Dylan?
Although I do hate that I don't know why he is here, he is definitely easy on the eyes.
What do you think of Lily?
She's definitely my type.
What do you mean?
Cute, interesting, and not interested.
But she is interested in you in a romantic way.
Cute, interesting.
You think she's interesting? Are we talking about the same Lily here? This puzzle reused from Trail of the Twister and Ransom of the Seven Ships. This room is empty when Nancy explores it. Where did all the mirrors go? Nancy blatantly steals artifacts. Nancy remembers the symbols for A, N, and F, but none of the other letters.
If I could make some sort of lever, I bet I could use that hole and open the coffin.
Conveniently, the board in the main room appears at the exact same moment Nancy realizes she needs one.
Get out of my sight!
You do not own this temple!
Jamila and Abdullah fight off screen to save on animation.
Are you okay with her staying here?
No.
Why is Jamila allowed to go into the site? She isn't on John's team or Abdullah's team, so who gave her permission to be here? Abdullah, the self-proclaimed best archaeologist ever, takes hours to translate these hieroglyphs. Nancy translates them in under a minute.
Nefertari! Could this be true?
Nancy doesn't tell anyone about this.
I've been trying to teach her about the true purpose of the hidden tombs, but she's not receptive.
Earlier, you said true purpose of the tombs.
Earlier? That was in the last sentence she said. Why are you acting like she said it a while ago? This puzzle reused from previous games. This puzzle. The Egyptians built this technology over 3,000 years ago. This ancient technology is still in perfect working condition, even though the rest of the tomb is falling apart.
I've got something for you.
How did Dylan get this paper from Jamila? How did Jamila get the blue cat puzzle in the first place? Who wrote the puzzle, and how did they know the tomb would be unlocked with a cat amulet? Multiple people talk to Nancy about the moving columns, but she never tells anyone that she's responsible for moving them. Nobody sees Nancy jumping over the columns.
Foolish and irresponsible!
Lily and Abdullah fight off screen to save on animation. We never find out what Lily did to make Abdullah so angry.
Is there anything I can do?
Yes, I need your help sorting amulets.
Nancy does everyone else's chores cliché.
I'll help you out whenever you need it, I promise.
This is a lie. This puzzle. Nancy should be able to skip this puzzle and determine which amulet is missing just by double-checking the list. Why would anyone risk killing themselves by destroying the water supply? Who is that desperate to get rid of Nancy?
You see who destroyed our water supply?
Someone did what?
So, that's a no?
How did Dylan not notice the water tank being punctured? It's in clear view from where he's sitting.
The water tank was destroyed using the discs from your bag.
If the discs were used, it wasn't me who used them.
Jamila is not suspicious that Nancy knows what's in her bag. Jamila is not suspicious that Nancy keeps sending her away to look at nothing. Jamila didn't solve the blue cat puzzle on her own, even though she had the clue long before Nancy did, and she starts off in the area where the blue cat amulet is found. This puzzle.
Dylan is in the hospital because of you.
It wasn't supposed to happen, I just wanted him to leave.
Lily takes credit for booby-trapping this pathway, but that's impossible because it was locked before Nancy opened it, and Nancy watched the doorway the entire time after it was opened. Where did Dylan come from?
Never mind, I've got something here.
What does he have? This puzzle is basically random guessing.
It took the rescue team a while to get through the collapse, but
A rescue team showed up, but they didn't bring any water with them.
The only people who know how to get to the site are you and me. And whoever Abdullah, Lily, and Jamila have told.
And Dylan and the rescue team and all the other workers who quit.
My phone doesn't work. All I want is to call my family, and my stupid phone doesn't work.
Nancy's phone works just fine. Neither Lily nor Abdullah gets suspicious that Nancy keeps sending Lily to talk to him for no reason.
You remind me of my ex-wife. I divorced her for being tactless.
That's a pretty tactless thing to say.
Mescanet. It must be the cat's name.
How did Nancy translate this word in less than a second? Who draws the new tunnels on Nancy's map? Is she secretly an artist? How was the author of the journal able to reset all the puzzles in this tomb? How did the author of the journal learn the solution to the bird puzzle? She couldn't have solved it herself because one of the pieces is next to Nefertari's gold sarcophagus. This puzzle. Someone recently installed a gate in this tomb. Who did it? Why did they do it? How did they do it? This area was sealed off until just now. How did they install a gate in this area without finding Nefertari's sarcophagus? How did Lily enter the bird tile pathway before Nancy did? The path was locked, and besides, Lily never left the tent. Self-locking trash can.
I think Lily was behind the snake.
Why would she do something like that?
Because, I don't know.
That's the best explanation we get for the cobra subplot. Lily is afraid of curses, but she's not afraid of handling poisonous snakes. Nancy leaves the cobra by the entryway, where people could easily bump into it by accident. That's not safe. Nancy doesn't warn anyone about the cobra by the tent.
I remember something strange about Jamila, and that weird bag of hers. 1 second, it would be empty, and then she'd reach down into it and pull something out.
Jamila's bag is not even kind of empty. Why would Jamila open the secret pouch right in front of Dylan? Jamila is always inside the tomb, and Dylan is always outside. So how did Dylan see Jamila open her bag?
Lily had me help her with some amulets she couldn't identify.
The amulets were already identified before Nancy started the puzzle.
The time is not right. Wait.
Jamila arbitrarily forces Nancy to wait a while, instead of telling her the truth right away.
Have you heard of the Daughters of Nefertari?
Where'd you hear about it?
It was mentioned in an old journal I found.
The journal didn't mention the Daughters of Nefertari by name.
Who are the Daughters of Nefertari? You're one of them, aren't you? That symbol on your bag. It's how the group identified itself.
How did Nancy learn this information?
What is this strange symbol on your bag?
Nancy can still ask what the symbol is after she explains what the symbol is. Jamila gives Nancy part of Lily's password as a reward for learning about the Daughters of Nefertari. Talk about random. This puzzle. Nancy leaves Abdullah's trunk key in the lock. It's like she wants him to find out someone was snooping through his stuff.
Better take shelter in the tomb. This storm is intense.
The storm is invisible from the equipment tent. Nancy opens Nefertari's sarcophagus with no one else around.
And just what do you think you're doing?
She's doing your job for you, Lily. Conveniently timed cave-in. Where did Jamila get the key to the gate? Nancy, how do we get past this endgame challenge?
Jump from rock to rock and head for the stairs in front of you.
Nancy can rotate platforms that she's not standing on. Abdullah politely waits for Nancy to take a turn before he moves. This tunnel connects to the main staircase. How did no one notice it until just now? How did Abdullah reach the exit before Nancy? How was John able to arrive in the middle of a sandstorm? John didn't bother to call Nancy and tell her that he's on his way. John should be visible here because he's standing close enough to touch Abdullah. What is John holding? John's butt.
Hopefully he's had enough of the black market.
Nancy says this even if you didn't do the black market subplot. Dylan gets a free pass for selling antiquities on the black market. Lily gets a free pass for trying to kill Nancy.
Just as much as I'm looking forward to her taking me off speed dial.
Nancy complains about being on Hotchkiss's speed dial when Hotchkiss never called her once in this game.
No, not good, Nancy.
This is how many people reacted when they saw the new game interface. They designed a touchscreen interface for a non-touchscreen game.
Bye. 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 Goodbye. 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 Bye-bye. See you later. Goodbye. See you later. Farewell. Do not break anything out there. On the floor, out the door. Go. Don't let the flies come in. Shut the door.